The Belle Glade is the bottom of the lake, and that's where the sugar industry is headquartered. When Edward R. Murrow made the most famous of the documentaries, the one called Harvest of Shame, he made it in Belle Glade. And in those days, Belle Glade was the vegetable industry. And that's where the great concentration of farm labor was, because you needed big labor for planting and you needed big labor for harvesting, right? And in those days, they didn't grow vegetables in plastic. In those days, they used hoes to weed, right? Do you follow me? Nowadays, you don't have to hoe for weeds because the vegetables are grown through a sheet of plastic, right? But then they use hoes. In fact, in those days, one of our big fights used to be about the short-handled hoe and the long-handled hoe. Right? We're always fighting with the industry because causing men to have to bend down and live their life stooped with a short-handled hoe was quite unnecessary. If they stood erect with a long-handled hoe, they could do the same work. They got the sugar declared to be a national security item. And they got all of these wonderful deals from the government where sugar was a sponsored item in the United States, and they developed, where all those vegetable fields used to be, they developed this massive Florida sugar industry. To qualify for the farm worker amnesty, you had to have worked 90 days, 3 years in a row. Right? You had to have worked in a perishable crop, yeah, harvesting, right, or on a foodstuff. The sugar industry in Florida managed to get the Labor Department to make a determination that sugar was not a foodstuff. And the sugar cane wasn't a perishable crop. So their workers were ineligible for the amnesty. I had started off in 1972 being involved with these just beautiful, vocationed young lawyers who try to help the farm workers. And in 1972, twice within 2 weeks, big semis working out in the sugarcane fields had jackknifed, because they're not on real roads. The first one had gone into the canal, and a man had been drowned, and many people had been injured. 2 weeks later, 2 of them, right, were involved in an accident. And 80-some men have neck and back injuries. You know, they're inside these trucks and there are no seats, right? They're just inside big trucks, right? But there's a wire running down the length of the thing that they can hang on to. You know, not like you have in the subway, piece of wire, right? And they've all got a machete in their hand with which they're going out to cut cane. And now the vehicle. So we've got all these men right with neck and back injuries. So we go to that sugar mill, and in an old Volkswagen bus. And while the lawyers went to the office, I went on my hands and knees, right, my tummy, right, up and into the barracks where the workers were kept, and went around to all of these injured men. And conversation is difficult with a rural Jamaican cane cutter. Like his English and mine are two different languages altogether. But I'm saying to them, okay, who's going to take care of the family now that you have bust your neck? And he's saying, I don't know. Yeah. And so I'm saying, well, we have a law in Florida that protects you. It doesn't protect you if you sign any papers. So don't sign any papers, right? You need a lawyer, right? And I would leave him a number for one of the rural legal services. I go upstairs to the second floor of the hospital where the cane cutters are not in the rooms. The rooms are for worthies, right? The cane cutters are all down along the corridor and in the hospital. And I start going from bed to bed and doing the same thing. Who's going to take care of your family now that you're disabled? And we need, you shouldn't have to worry about this because Florida has good law and you will be provided for, but you mustn't sign anything that allows them, right, to remove you from Florida. The nurse comes and the nurse said, your friends are waiting for you. They want you downstairs. And the friends that were gathered downstairs are the Belgrade police with the company doctor. Sedition said, I'm a priest. I'm visiting the sick. I wasn't a bit cool. I can promise you I wasn't a bit cool because I know that it only takes one bump in the head to change your life. I leave with them, and I'm not looking forward to being in their hands at all. Right? But when they get me out of the place, they tell me to get lost, that I can go. And I was happy to go.